Tonight, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Bronco offense with Drew Lock from Missouri in charge.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Lock now on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Lock's pass. Complete.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there. Yeah,
I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Third down.
Now Lock. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Drew Lock, sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Here's Hill on the return.
Tyreek Hill on the return.
35 yards that time on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here are the Chiefs now as they get set for their opening drive. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. Charles, Thursday night game. You think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Mecole Hardman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And the Chiefs' D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
You know, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So a special teams mistake on a long punt return.
And think about the momentum that leaks out after that play, right? It's built up, terrific return, everyone's excited. But that flag on the ground can bring it way, way back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
3rd and goal.
Definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th.
Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm. Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
25 yards.
Denver's offense ready to go again. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They throw again on second down. This one's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Block working out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Mahomes now on 1st down. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
Harrison Butker on for the point after.
Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past him.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Shotgun snap to Locke. That's going to be caught by Judy. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Judy, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate.
At their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective.
It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Chiefs are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Ricky Seals-Jones. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
The extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. Past the 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. David Njoku, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos cut into that lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes, and he's got it. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game?
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just
now,
said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now.
At the 29-yard line.
Open man here, Sims complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A throw taken in by Sims. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice pull.
As Sanders has it poked free, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown.
Chiefs.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out.
A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? So we've come to... All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
Broncos 14.
Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
The pass.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 20.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Lock. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Makes the score Chiefs 40.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Mahomes now on first down. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is taken in at the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. Partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Second and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
They'll run with Fournette. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. On third down, they turn to Sanders. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Now Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 69 yards. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have got it on cruise control. Butker now to add the extra point. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive lineman.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Now this throw caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. A nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. A third quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. Throwing again. Lock. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They should have put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give him 2 yards on that play, and the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
First down, Denver.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And that, not a sight you want to see. Leonard Fournette very slow to get up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Operating from the gun. Lock. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and it's 3rd and short.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
3rd and 2, Lock's going to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Jerry Jeudy with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos get 1 score closer. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
28-yard line.
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So the Broncos coming out now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
To throw again. Locke goes back to Sutton. This time completes it. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun. Locke. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Block. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Launch pass.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. That's going to be caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his second touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. 22-yard line. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. When you're in a zone like he is, what's the conversation like on the sideline between he and his quarterback? Is that a one-way conversation of, hey, just keep getting me the football?
It actually is probably a two-way conversation because he wants to keep getting him the football because he's seen the payoff. Getting the ball to that guy means yardage, and as we've seen, touchdowns in this game. So I think both of them get more and more excited about the possibilities as things continue on.
Yeah, so far it's been over 100 yards and the 2 scores. Back to the air on second down. It's Locke.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Locke. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Locke now on first down. He completes this to Sutton. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cut in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Locke. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Watch out for Hill on the return. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense and Tyreek Hill heading back out onto the field. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Airing it out. He's got a man. Complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Denver's offense ready to go again.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of...
No escape from Locke, and he'll go down.
Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
After the sack on first down, Locke. This is the tight end, Njoku. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Locke working out of the gun. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Kansas City, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will try to get back